Welcome back everybody to another After Effects CS6 tutorial. My name is Buddy Blackford and today we're going to be going over masking. And I'm going to show you how to mask today with the shape tool, and then in a later tutorial I'll show you how to mask with the pen tool. So the masking tools, if you follow my cursor, are over here with starting with the pen tool, and then over here it says rectangle tool, but if you click and hold you can see that there are other types of masks here. You can also create shapes from these tools also. So in order to mask something, you're going to have to click on the layer down here in the layers panel, and now make sure you have your shape here selected, and you can click and drag out, and that enables you to create a mask revealing your image here. If you hold shift, it's gonna constrain your proportions here. For a square it'll keep it, or for the rectangle tool it'll keep it into a square, so all the sides are going to be the same. You let go of it, then it's going to just free form. So let's try a different mask. With some of these masks, there's different tricks that you can do that aren't really apparent unless someone tells you. So the next one is called the rounded rectangle tool, and you can cycle through these by pressing Q. That's the hotkey, and as you can, if you look up here, you can see that it's changing. So we'll go on the rounded rectangle tool for now. If you click and drag, obviously you can make a rounded rectangle, and if you hold shift it's going to keep it into a square. So, and one thing that's cool about the rounded rectangle tool is that if you push the up and down or left and right keys on your keyboard, it's going to affect the roundness or the shape of the rounded rectangle tool. So first I'll hold up, and you can see what it does. You can look at the corners here, and you can see it's getting more round. It's pretty slow, but you can see that it's getting even more round. And if you hold down, which I'm going to do right now, it'll get less round. Now if I press left, it goes into a square without any roundness. If I press right, it'll go into a pill shape, and then you can adjust these pill shape and the square shape here. You can adjust the roundness again by holding up, and it'll turn back into a rounded rectangle, as you can see. So that's a neat trick with that tool. I'll press Ctrl Z and head on to the next one, which is ellipse tool. The ellipse tool draws from the side out instead of the center. If you hold shift you'll get a circle, and that's pretty much it for the ellipse tool here. There's not anything special with that. So I'll hit Ctrl Z, head off to the polygon tool, click and drag, and starts me off with a triangle. Let me drag in the middle here. So you can see it drags from this point here on the corner instead of in the middle. So if you press left and right, it makes your image either fatter or skinnier. If you go too far, you can see it overlaps, and that's not usually good, but maybe sometimes you might need that. So look, if we can get almost a circle with that. Now I'm gonna Control Z and then redo it. Now if I press up, it's gonna add more spikes, as I guess, or add more points, as you can see. It's to there's a four-sided polygon. Here's the 5, 6, and so on. You can keep on adding points. So that's how you use the polygon tool. I'll get out of that. Now if we go to the star tool here, I'll click and drag. Now we have a star here. The up and down, if you're holding the mouse button and you press up and down before you release it, you're going to be able to add more points, as you can see there. If you press left and right on your keyboard, it's going to do the roundness of the outer. So there's a flower shape. I'm going to go back. Get it back to where it was. That looks good. And then this one has another one where if you use the page up and page down key, it'll do the inner roundness. This is page down. You can see what's going on here, so you gotta be a little bit careful with this one. Here's page up if I'm holding it down. So those are some neat tricks with that tool. There's also a trick that I learned. If you go to something like the ellipse tool, and this is my favorite part, and double click on it, it's going to create a mask that is the size of the size of your image or your solid or whatever's on there. So you can see that my image is the size of this bluish colored box. That's how big the image is. It's bigger than the comp. So if I go back and I hide this, I'm going to create a new layer, a new solid. Yellow's fine. Now if I double click this way, now you can see it created the size of the solid in ellipse. I want to show you that down here there are mask properties, and then we can get into those in the next tutorial, but be aware of that. So that's a quick intro to masking with shapes. We'll continue this in a later tutorial, and I hope to see you guys there. Have a good one.